You're just causing a fight so you can go out to drink. My mother's famous words. And boy, was she right, but I had no idea at the time. Uh, Alcohol, baffling? Absolutely. So before I even realized that I had a problem, or, and actually a decade after I quit in 2009, for my first time, it never dawned on me how right she was. And my mom was a smart woman. She had the unfortunate life with people who were heavy drinkers, likely struggling with the disease of alcoholism. I don't diagnose, I don't say any of this kind of stuff, but I'm pretty sure that this is something that we all are starting to become more aware of, alcohol use disorder. But my mom was right. And it just dawned on me, we always have a reason to go out to drink. It was a busy day at work. It's a celebration. It's a football game. It's a soccer game. It's a barbecue. It's camping. I drank Monday through Sunday. It didn't matter. And when I didn't have a reason, and because I lived at home at the time, I mean, I was younger, I did need a reason to go and leave the house to drink, right? Like, how was I going to get out? How was I going to get that drink? And when you're struggling with the power of alcohol, um, the disease of alcoholism, I'm just going to say it because that's how I learned it when I went into detox in 2009. I didn't know why I couldn't drink. You don't need a reason. You just need that alcohol. So I guess my question is, if you have no idea, or you think you may be having a problem, or you know somebody may have a problem with the relationship to alcohol, these are some of the signs, right? You're fighting with family members, and then you're turning it around on them. Well, you caused me to go out and drink because you weren't listening to me, and this is the I can't remember the word precisely, but it's a deflection, it's a projection, right? And so now we feel less guilty about causing that fight. However, deep in our heads, we are feeling guilty because we know what we're doing is wrong. We can't stop it. And that's the baffling disease of alcoholism. And it's genetic, it's hereditary. It runs in my family. This is why my mom knows so much about it. And she could call me out on everything. And she walked away, she turned her back, she was able to do it. And that's because she's had experience in it. And this is why they have Al-Anon, right? So they didn't just do AA for the person who couldn't drink. They needed community to help them stop drinking. There was no other way. They didn't know what they were dealing with at the time. Now we know there's more neurochemical reactions, but we still need that community. It doesn't matter what it is. And if you don't have that community, or for me, when I wasn't taking accountability, I would be what they call a dry drunk. And you still have all those anger, the symptoms of what you were like when you were drinking. It's just now you're sober and you're just, I'm going to say me, I was unable to be lived with. It was a horrible situation. And I remember I was sober when I had my child too, and that was my relapse. I had quit drinking, or I started drinking again because I would be a nicer mom. But that was because I had no connection, no community. Anyways, I'm not even too sure. I started reeling off, so I'm just going to leave it at this and let you think on what you've just heard about the reasons why people drink, what you're seeing, what you're facing, even those that are not drinking and they're on the other side of the fence. There's Al-Anon. Reach out to somebody. Again, for me, it was the mental health crisis line that I called when I first got into detox. And I don't see why it would be a problem for someone who is struggling with that person. So if you're a family member and you have no idea what you're dealing with, like my mom knew, but no, not my sisters had no idea why I was drunk already after one glass of wine when I'd go out for supper. They had no idea why I was behaving the way that I was behaving, you know. So reach out to somebody because they'll be helped to direct you to where you need to be, whether you're the person using or the person who is, I'm going to say, you're being abused by the user. I was very abusive when I was using mentally. And if two of you are using, it gets worse because it goes beyond that mental and it starts becoming physical. And and if there's kids involved, I mean, honestly, just take a look at what's happening in your life, especially if alcohol's around, and reach out. There's lots, even 211. I can't see why these guys can't help either. You need help. We can't do it on our own. I spent years trying to quit on my own. 16 years I was drinking. I was at my wit's end. I couldn't form a sentence at the age of 32. They wouldn't take my gallbladder out for a week because I was saturated with alcohol. I want to bring awareness now. The sooner we can get to the problem, the sooner we identify the problem, the easier it is to get out of it. I feel it would have been if I would have just listened when I was younger. But we're going to do what we want to do because we have no idea what we're struggling with. And now we know. Now we know. If you have any comments too, honestly, please feel free to comment. I'm willing to hear, willing to chat, just as long as we're bringing awareness. Thanks.